What's going on, guys? Rams fan Drew here, going over my week 1 predictions for the season. Oh crap! Sorry about that, man. I think my mic was almost gone, but uh, we're here, guys. We're here. Very excited about the season. Very excited about week 1. I'm fired up. This is the moment every football fan has been waiting for. So it's here, guys. It's here. That's it. No more. We made it. We survived. So let's start off with my week 1 thoughts and predictions. Week 1 Ravens versus Chiefs. What a banger to start the season, man. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. What better way? What better way if you're an NFL fan? I just think it's just there's no better way to open the season like than to see that. Um, Now I'm torn between this game. I grew up loving Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and the Ravens. Always been a St. Louis Rams fan, so my St. Louis Rams always sucked, man, growing up. So it was just like, well, who was I rooting for? Every year it was like the Ravens and the AFC. They were always in the playoffs, so I always just said, man, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. So Ravens definitely hold a piece of my heart for that. So I'm torn in this game because I do not hate the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs, man. Shout out to the Chiefs, man. You guys always make the Niner fans cry at the end of the season. So definitely love that, man. I love that. I love seeing the Niner fans cry. So I do not hate the Chiefs, and I don't like the Raiders. So definitely, they make both those teams cry every year. So definitely, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I just don't see the Chiefs losing this game. They're a lot more better than they were last year. The receiving core upgraded. I do know Hollywood Brown. I think I haven't even checked in on that to see if he's even gonna play in this game because I know he got hurt in the preseason. But either way, man, they definitely have upgraded that receiving core. They definitely upgraded that team. They had a lot of pieces, and I just think this team is a lot better than their Super Bowl team. So definitely, I think that they're just going to be the typical Chiefs and fire in all cylinders. Defensively, the Ravens are great, and I think they're going to be in Mahomes' face, and I think their secondary is great, and they're going to make it difficult for Mahomes, and I think the Ravens are going to run the ball with the addition of Derrick Henry. I just don't think it's going to be enough, and I haven't seen Lamar really outplay Mahomes yet in a game. So I'm gonna go with the safe bet and go with the Chiefs. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens pull up the upset, but I just don't see it happening. Doesn't mean the Ravens are not going to be good, and doesn't mean that they're not going to be in the Super Bowl bubble. So definitely. If I was Ravens fans, I wouldn't be mad if we lose this game, just because it's hard to beat the Chiefs twice, and I think you guys will meet up in the playoffs, and I'd rather get them when it counts. Week 2, Friday night football, man. It's gonna be great. I think it's in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely, this is gonna be a crazy environment and a crazy game. I think the Packers. I'm not on the Jordan Love train. A lot of people are really overhyping him after 1 year. I think he's great. I think he looks a lot like a young Rodgers, in my opinion, because he kind of has that same style of throw. Um, and I think the Packers are just great at developing quarterbacks. So I don't think Jordan Love is a bust, but I just want to see him in year 2 when people got a lot of film on him. It's usually when you can tell what quarterback he's going to be, because a lot of quarterbacks look great in their first year when they start. It's just a matter of year 2 when people have film on you. So definitely think Packers are going to be a great team. I just don't think they're a Super Bowl contending team just yet. Eagles are in my Super Bowl bubble. I think they just incredibly improved. Even without Jason Kelsey at center, I just think that they're just crazy good on offense, just crazy talented on defense. So I really believe just the talent's going to take over. Eagles are the home team in this game, even though they're not playing at home. Excuse me for the light. But definitely, I definitely believe in. I'm putting my money on the Eagles to win this game. Panthers and Saints, man. This one's a very interesting one. I'm going to upset here. A lot of people call me crazy on this one, but I believe that division rivals. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff when people open up the season against division rivals and they end up losing. What was his name? Young is had a horrible year. He just came in a horrible situation. I didn't even think he was going to be that good of a quarterback. Anyways, I thought his high ceiling was like a just a little bit above average Russell Wilson. Not even Russell Wilson in his prime. Just like, I just thought he was gonna be like semi Russell Wilson. That's his ceiling. And I just thought, his low ceiling was gonna be like the bad Baker Mayfield, not the good Baker Mayfield, because there's two versions of that guy. So I didn't really think his ceiling was that high that I would have took him with the number 1 pick. But then again, it's quarterback league. You have to take a chance and you have to find your guy. But I definitely think, the Panthers made some new additions to the offense for him with Deshaun Johnson. to go along with the rookie running back. I know they also added, drafted another receiver. So the Panthers are really improved, and I don't think they're going to be improving enough to make a playoff run or even a wild card run. But I think they're going to be a solid team that's going to cause some issues and make it hard for teams to beat them. They're not just going to be bullied around this year. Saints, I've never been a Derek Carr fan. I think he's overrated. The only people who think that he's not overrated is Raider fans, just because he was like the best quarterback they've ever had. Um, so I don't see the hype on him. I know they have the better offense and they have the more talent, but I just think being a division rival, anything can happen. I mean, even the Raiders have beat the Chiefs before, so it's like, when we used to suck, we used to beat the Seahawks when the Seahawks were Super Bowl contenders every year. So it's like when it comes to division rivals, anything can happen. And I'm actually taking an upset on this one. I think the Panthers win this one. Vikings and Giants. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I just do not see the Giants winning this game. Daniel Jones had one good year where he surprised everybody, but besides that, he's just not been a great quarterback. I don't really think they upgraded offensively, even with Neighbors at receiver. I just don't really see the upgrades. I mean, I just don't really see the Giants really doing much this year. I am not a Sam Darnold fan. I don't think UFC produces great pro quarterbacks. Talent wise, I just thought his ceiling was probably a better Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I think his low ceiling, he was going to be like I don't even know his low ceiling. I just did not see the hype of him coming out of college. I just did not see. I don't see the talent there. He has a few games or two where he can light you up, but that's just what every quarterback. If they have a good day and they're feeling the rhythm, and you protect them and stuff like that. But I just think the Vikings are a lot more talented on defense. And offensively, I just think they're going to make his life easy with the additions. You know what I mean? So I don't see the Vikings losing this game, even with Sam Darnold quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one. Patriots, Bengals. Fuck the Patriots. They stole two Super Bowls from us. So I love that they're the laughing stock of the league right now. So I just don't think they have zero chance on a healthy Joe Burrow on the road. Uh, at the Bengals. I don't see Joe Burrow losing that one. If they Bengal fans, if you guys lose this one, I'd really hit the panic button because I know it's any given Sunday, but I just definitely would hit the panic button. Steelers and Falcons. This one's the one that I'm very interested in watching. My mom's a Steelers fan, so I pay close attention to the Steelers because I watch a lot of Steelers games with her. Um, this one's interesting. I mean, I think the Falcons are the better team. I think they're a more talented team. They got the more talented offense. They improved the offensive line. Kirk Cousins at quarterback. Defensively, they got a little bit better. They are facing a really good defense in the Steelers, though, so that's going to be definitely a challenge to Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to get after him, and he's not mobile. For some reason, the Steelers, man, no matter how ugly they look, Mike Tomlin finds a way to win fucking 8 games a year. I just don't know how they do it, but they do it. And I think they improved offensively, and I think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields automatically makes them a better team at quarterback. Russell Wilson doesn't need to be the hero. He doesn't need to be what they wanted him to be in Denver. He doesn't need to be what they needed him to be in Seattle. All they need him to be is just a quarterback that can make some plays when needed and not turn the ball over. That's all the Steelers need on offense. Um, and I don't know, man. I just feel like my gut's telling me Steelers pull this off. But I wouldn't be surprised if Falcons go there. But I think I'm gonna go with the home team. And I just think, um, yeah, I just think Falcons pull it off, and they get a great week one. I think it's a close game, but I think Falcons get the win. But definitely, that's a really tough game to decide. And these games are very hard to decide on week 1 through 4 because it usually takes about 4 weeks to really know when you're choosing these teams. Like, all right, how these teams are looking and everything. Week one, it's like there's always these teams that you don't expect to be good and to being good, and the teams that you expect to be good to be not good. So, um, I'm just going based off of some of the facts that I just know. Um, Texans and Colts. This one's a very hard one, man. What a banger, man. Division rivals. They know each other, and these games, even when they both suck, were always great games. I used to love watching these two teams play growing up and just everything. So, Anthony Richardson. I think he's like a Cam Newton. I love the guy. I glad to see him come back this year. I think the Colts offense is definitely going to be explosive. Texans are definitely in the Super Bowl bubble, but then again, like I said, I'm just the type of guy that I like to wait on year 2 to see how a quarterback does. I think CJ Stroud is literally one of the great quarterbacks in the league, so I don't see him taking a step back. Um, Man, this is just a hard one for me to decide. I really want to go with the Colts on the upset here, but I'm gonna go with the more talented team just because it is week one. So I'm gonna go Texans over Colts, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if the Colts pull this one off. And I don't think it's gonna be as easy of a win that a lot of people are predicting it. Because I think I've seen like the odds right now. I think it's like 78% of people are choosing like the Texans over the Colts right now. So I think people are sleeping on the Colts a little bit, and it's very hard to decide these week one matchups, especially if it's division rivals, because anything can happen. Cardinals and Bills. Now this one's gonna be an interesting one, honestly, man. I think the Bills at home, week one. I just think they win this game. I don't see Arizona, which is a West Coast team, going on the East Coast early in the morning and winning a team like the Bills. I just don't see that happening. I think the Cardinals are not going to be a knockoff either, though. I think Kyler Murray's a good quarterback when he's healthy. I don't think he's a star quarterback though. I think a lot of people. I think he's overrated in that aspect, but the dude can make some incredible throws for being a little guy and just he just makes stuff happen. And I think Marvin Harrison, receiver, is just a major weapon for them. I think he's going to do great. They got a really good running game. Their defense improved a little bit, so I definitely don't see the Cardinals being a knockoff. But especially the Bills losing a lot of their weapons, but I think they have a blue chip quarterback at Josh Allen. So I just think that he's going to make anybody he plays with better. So I definitely just really think in my heart that the Bills are going to win this one. So I'm going to go based off the better quarterback on this matchup and Josh Allen. So, but I think it's going to be a good game though. But I'm not thinking it's going to be close though. I think the Bills are going to end up being too much for the Cardinals defense. So uh, Titans and Bears. This one's really interesting, man. Titans are actually a really well put together team, man. I looked at their roster and I was like, damn, I didn't realize they actually have a pretty solid squad. Lewis at quarterback. I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see. Uh, we'll see how he does. How do you say his name? Will Levis or something like that. But we'll see how he does, how he performs and everything. But um, I do think they got two good running backs. I don't know if anybody is going to be. One of them is going to be a star. I think Calvin Ridley's a great weapon. DeAndre Hopkins is getting older, but excuse me. I just think they got a really good squad, man. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't see them going on the road and just beating the Bears, though. It's going to be interesting to see Khalid Williams. One of my takes on him on the preseason was kind of what every quarterback does, rookie quarterback does, is they hold on to the ball too long, thinking it's college, and they kind of panic and throw the ball kind of wildly and or take sacks, unnecessary sacks. So I think he's going to learn though. I'm not a Khalid Williams fan, like as far as like I'm not on his hype train, but I think he's going to be a great quarterback. But like I said, USC quarterbacks scare me, man. They just never work out. So in the Bears' history with quarterbacks, it don't work out. But I don't think there's any excuse for this not to work out. I think he's too talented to not work out. And at the same time, they've built an offense around this guy and a team around this guy that I just think that if he fails in year one, that's a very bad sign because he literally has everything he needs to succeed. I think the Bears at home fans, the environment is going to be crazy. They're just going to go nuts for Cleveland Williams. I definitely want to watch that game, so I'm going to be tuning into that game. But I think the Bears win this game. Um, but Titans are a solid team, so that's all I'm going to say on that. Jaguars, Dolphins. Jaguars, in my opinion, they're just the Jaguars, man. They got talent, but they just never do anything with the talent. Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, is a little overrated. I think he's got a lot of talent, but I think he's a little overrated. Dolphins, I don't know if they're in my Super Bowl bubble, but I think that they're talent wise, they're in the Super Bowl bubble, but just in cold weather games, which unless they get the number one seed, they're going to be on the road in cold weather. I don't see them making the Super Bowl. Uh, but they're an explosive offense. Jaguars defense is not that great. I just it just seems like Dolphins Dolphins are just so explosive in September, man. It's just fun to watch. Every time I open the TV up and stuff like that, and week one or whatever, it's sunny out there in Florida, and they're just throwing bombs. So I definitely do expect the Dolphins to kind of uh, really put the hammer on Jaguars. Broncos Seahawks. That's a very interesting one. Bo Nix going to get the start against the Seahawks. Geno Smith against the 12. Um, Man, Seahawks are a well coached team. Obviously, they got a new coach this year, though. It's gonna be interesting to see how they look. I don't think they improved, but I still think they got a lot of solid guys, a lot of solid veterans, and everything like that. Broncos definitely improved. I just don't see them going into that environment and winning week one. I just don't see it. Um, would I be surprised by it? No, I think it's a close game, but I think the Seahawks pull it off. This game right here has got me kind of in a little bit of shambles here right now, man. Raiders Chargers. Charger home game, but it's really a Raider home game. I do know that because even when the Raiders play us, they travel to LA. They don't travel to their Vegas stadium though, so let's not get cocky, Raider fans. All right, guys, sorry about that. I'm having some technical difficulties up in here, so I had to make a split video. Um, yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting game, man. Raiders versus Chargers. Very interested in this game. For two reasons. One, Jim Harbaugh wins everywhere he goes. I think the Chargers are a little overrated. I think people are hyping them up too crazy. But we can say the same thing about the Raiders. Every year the Raiders have talent. Let's just put it that way. Every freaking year the Raiders have talent. And the last few years, the Raiders have not had a bad defense. So defensively, they're not too bad. I feel like I gotta sneeze. Sorry, guys. But I just think they got a good defense. Offensively, they do got weapons, though. I would say that Zakir White, I think, is going to be, a solid running back for them. Brock Bowers to go along with Myers at tight end. Uh, Devontae Adams, Myers, and stuff like that. They got no quarterback. Now, I'm not a hater on Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew, like I was telling my buddy, one of my good friends, I was just like, man, you guys should pick up Gardner Minshew. You guys ain't going to get nobody. I think he's been a really good filler for a lot of teams so far, Jaguars, Colts, and stuff like that. So he's got talent, and I definitely do think he can. If he can not kill the Raiders offensively, I would just say that I think they can be a solid team. I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't even think the AFC is just too deep. I just don't see them doing it. So let's not get our hopes up, Raider fans, for that. But I do think you guys will be a better team than you were last year, though. But if Gardner Minshew does not work out the first 6 games, I don't think Aiden O'Connell is going to do any better, in my opinion. So this game is very tough. You guys do play the Chargers tough, but the Chargers also play you guys tough. This is the Chargers Super Bowl when it comes to you guys because they just hate losing to you guys. Let's just be real. You guys are very vicious of a fan base, especially for the Charger fans that are going to be there. So I definitely, I don't know. The Chargers are definitely going to have a better offensive line to, go against your defensive line because they really did upgrade the offensive line. Jim Harbaugh's always been start from the trenches type guy. Defensively, they're pretty good on defense. And offensively, they don't really have any weapons. They got rid of all their weapons. I think Gus Edwards and forgot his fucking name. But basically, the two running backs they signed from J.K. Dobbins. There you go. Two running backs they stole from the Ravens. I definitely think I don't know if they're upgrades from what Eckler was, but they're two really good solid backs, and Jim Harbaugh likes to run the ball. So I do expect a physical game on both sides of the ball. To be honest, um, I just think the Chargers steal this game. I think the momentum's with the Chargers, um, and I don't know. I just don't see. That's just gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. This one's tough, but I'm just gonna go Chargers because of the Jim Harbaugh hype. Um, yeah, this one's tough, man. This is a 50-50 toss-up. There's really not a wrong or right or wrong answer in this one. If you're sports betting on this, I think you just got to flip a coin. But I just think that Chargers at home, Jim Harbaugh era, Raiders coming to town, is gonna pump them up a lot. I just think Chargers win week one. Definitely is gonna be. This one's a tough one to call, but I don't think the Chargers going to be any better though too. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. Cowboys Browns. This one's an interesting game. Browns. Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, is overrated. Tired of people. For some reason, people just give this guy chance, man. Every other quarterback, you don't perform after 1 year, sometimes 2 years, they're gunning for your head. So, um, I think the Browns are a lot more talented than the Cowboys. Cowboys did nothing this offseason to improve besides get Zeke back, which that dude fucking is so old and just slow, man. He looks like me if I put on pads. I don't think they did anything to improve this team. I think Dak is an amazing regular season quarterback, though. Browns defense is just going to be too much, and I just don't think they're going to let CeeDee Lamb just beat them. So CeeDee Lamb's back though. I love CeeDee Lamb. Um, Cowboys usually open up on home at home, so for them opening up on the road, it's like I said, I just think being on the road, dog pound. Browns having just a really fucking great defense. To go with that talented offense, I just think the Browns still this win. So I'm gonna go Browns. Commanders and Bucks. This one's going to be very interesting. The Bucks really didn't do much to improve this offseason, in my opinion. Obviously every team makes little moves, but I don't really see um, the huge improvements on this team. And I think they're a really talented team. I'm interested to see if Baker Mayfield could finally have two back-to-back good seasons. But the Commanders really improved, man. They really went out loud on free agency, and I just think that they really improved. And Jalen Daniels, man, I think he's going to be an electric rookie. I think the Commanders still this one on the road, and I feel real confident on that one. I think the Commanders still this one. Rams Lions, man, here we go, baby, hometown right here, baby. I'm gonna be biased on this shit. I'm gonna be a homer, but I just think it's the truth. I just think the Lions. I just don't feel like they're better than us. And a lot of Lions fans can argue, and a lot of people can argue, and I get it. I get it. I get it. We don't have AD, lost Ernest Jones. Everybody just thinks his defense is young and unproven, but that's really a lie. We actually improved this season on defense. We're more physical. I think we're going to be more physical in this game because the Lions were physical in that last game, and defensively, we just didn't really have an answer for their offense. I think with a new defensive coordinator, a more aggressive defensive coordinator, more aggressive, more explosive defense, better secondary, and a healthy, explosive offense with a better run game. I definitely think the Rams steal this one, and to me, I'm just gonna just leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave this like this, and just let Lions fans know. My only question for you guys is, can you beat us twice? If you beat us twice, then okay. At the end of the day, in my opinion, we still won the trade. I don't think you guys lost the trade. I'm not saying you guys lost the trade. But if Jared Goff never wins a Super Bowl for you guys lost that trade. It's not even until you guys win a Super Bowl. But you guys didn't lose the trade though. You guys were able to build a great team and have a great top 10 quarterback. So, and I'm not a Goff hater, but in my opinion, it's just like I don't think you're better than us. I don't think Goff's better than Stafford. So, yeah, beat us twice. Let's see if you can do it twice. So, that's my only thing or statement, I guess, to Lions fans. Jets Niners. Now, this one, a lot of people are going to give me shit on this one. I don't give a shit you give me shit on this one because I hate the Niners. Realistically, I think the Niners are going to win this game, but I really do think the Jets can steal this game. Aaron Rodgers never really performed his best against the Niners, but I think this changes. I think he comes out with a fucking fireball in his eyes because he's injured. He came off an injury, missed all last season, and he's got a lot of things to prove. Brock Purdy did not look good in camp, did not look good in preseason. I don't want to hear this hype about, oh, it's practice, you want to try new things. I get it. I get that. But I just don't see Brock Purdy, and I just think he's overrated. And I'll talk about that as the season goes on. And I'll talk about that with my partner, which we're having another podcast soon where he's gonna come on. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff and why I think Brock Purdy is overrated. Um, but I just don't see the Niners being that team this year that's just gonna dominate everybody. I just don't see that, man. The Jets defense is pretty good. Uh, Robert Schuller coming back to the San Fran, he's gonna have the team fired up. I think Rodgers is gonna be fired up, and I just think they steal this thing. I think they steal they steal this win. So definitely, like I said, offensively they improved. Defensively, I mean, I know the Niners, they're still going to be there, but I just don't think they're going to bully everybody like they have been these last two seasons. So um, I'm going to upset here. I think Jets are going to win this one. If you want to go the safe route, of course, Niners. But I'm going upset right here. I think this is a lot of people are going to choose the Niners. So I think if you sit there and you end up choosing the Jets and you still that win, I think that can be the one to determine your weekly outcome. So that's it for the week one picks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on these teams and with the predictions. We'll see how much I got right. We'll see because I'm gonna have one more episode before the season starts on Wednesday. with my partner Brian. But we'll see. Like, I'll come back to you guys next week on Tuesday, and we'll go through my predictions, and we'll see what I got right. We'll see what I got wrong, and we'll see, how week 2 looks, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about, separate videos. We'll talk about, all the week 1 victories and losses, what my thoughts were, how many I got right, how many I got wrong, and then also I'll make a video reviewing the Rams' win or loss, and what I thought caused us to lose or what I thought caused us to win, and so forth. But anyways, guys, super excited for the season to start. I'm super excited. Hate that work is back tomorrow, but super excited for it, man. Super excited just to get this thing going, because once it gets going, it goes by fast. So we have to enjoy it. But there's nothing better in life than week 1 of football. So um, good luck to everybody out there on your teams. Hopefully, you guys get your week 1 wins. But let's do it, man. So um, shout out to everybody out there. Like, subscribe, follow, share, and let me know what you guys think. Comment below what you guys think, and we'll see who my fans are when we slowly build up this page. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you on Wednesday, and we'll come back to this video next Tuesday.